God created everything. He created us. He created what we are. He created our life. We're here because of God. And God, He made us, right? If anyone can tell me how we were made, I'll be very thankful. And just in case you didn't know, I'll go ahead and explain how we were made. In the Bible, it said God took soil from the earth, took it, clay and soil or whatever. Soil, I'm pretty sure. He took it from the earth, sculpted Adam. He sculpted him. And God created him, turned him into human. And everyone back then was really close to God, like very close to him. Talked to him pretty much casually. So Adam had no one, pretty much. He had God. He had Jesus. He didn't even have Jesus yet, actually. He had God. So God made a second individual by making Adam go to sleep for a little bit, pretty much. Taking out one of his ribs and putting it and using that other rib to make a human. And that's how humans were pretty much made. But I'm going to tell you about how humans got their like emotions and feelings. This happened because of the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve, God and the snake. So, Adam and Eve, they were at the Garden of Eden. That's where they were pretty much like created, the Garden of Eden. So, God said, you can eat any fruit, any food here, but anything from the middle tree. You cannot eat the apple from the middle tree. But then, here comes the snake. The snake comes in, convinces them. The snake changes them, like changes their mind. Deceive, makes them like think that, like forget about what God had told them. So they take a bite of the apple in the center, and then they heard God coming. So they hid behind a tree. And God said, "What's wrong?" And Adam and Eve said, "We're naked." And God was like, "How do you know you're naked?" And then, because, and then they didn't say anything. He just saw an apple that had been bitten into, and he saw the snake. And then, Adam and Eve had been punished. But not only had Adam and Eve been punished, so had the snake. Adam and Eve had been punished for taking a bite out of the apple, and the snake had gotten punished for convincing them to. And the snake's punishment was he got his legs removed. He had to slither around on his stomach for the rest of his life. That was his punishment. And after that all happened, all of that stuff, like Adam and Eve had kids, which were Cain and Abel. Abel handled sheep, and Cain handled like fruits and vegetables. And every once in a while they'd have to give offerings to God, their best offerings, their best that they had. So, when it was their time to offer to God, Abel he had a brand new baby sheep. He took all the best parts from that baby sheep and he put it as an offering for God. And Cain, he just grabbed random fruits and just put it there. Didn't do his best. So, God took Abel's offering and didn't take Cain's. So Cain got mad and sought vengeance. So he decided to kill his brother. And then when God came down to earth to confront him, he hid. And he was like, "Where are you?" Because he knew what happened. And since he's God, he also knew where he was hiding. So he came out and confessed. And he said, "Your punishment will be you cannot plant any foods like for your entire life, the rest of your life. You cannot plant any foods, nothing, no vegetables." And then the population started to grow, and they also went over there. And that's pretty much, it just grew pretty much, the Genesis Bible. And now I'm going to talk about Genesis 8 to Genesis, 12, I'm pretty sure. Which was about the Ark, Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark was, caused because God didn't like the way humans were behaving. But Noah and his family praised God. They were close to God, they believed in him, and they did everything they could to praise God. So he told Noah to build an ark for his family and at least two of each animal. So he did. It took him about 700 years, over 700 years, to finish it, but eventually he finished it. All his family, all those animals got on, and then God flooded the world. Just flooded it, wiping out every human. But Noah and his family and the animals, of course, because they were on a ginormous boat. And so, after all the flooding happened, he sent out a crow to check. It was, crow. And it just flew away, never came back. And, it wouldn't, cooperate. So he used a dove. And the dove, he, made the dove fly away and look around for somewhere to land. And there was nowhere to land, so it just came back onto the boat, and that's how he would know when the flood was over. Because when the dove didn't come back, he would know that the flood is over. Because the dove would go down to land somewhere. And then, after that, Noah pretty much became a sinner. He just started sinning after that. So he would he was in a tent little area from when I was reading. He after that he had a little tent thing, and he was in his tent, and he was just sitting there naked, drinking wine and getting so drunk, he was getting drunk to the he wasn't drinking occasionally, he was drinking to get drunk, which is also a sin. And I'm not sure about if Noah went to heaven or hell specifically, but I know something happened with him. I can't remember specifically on what happened, but the thing I remember about the Bible the most is, I'd probably say Abraham. From Genesis, it's probably Abraham. because that's where I pretty much I stopped reading, but I still do read the Bible, and I will actually, as a matter of fact, read the Bible right now. Well, let me go get the Bible. Where's the Bible? There's the Bible. Found the Bible. Where's my Bible? Or my brother's in my Bible. So I got onto this. I'm gonna read all the Bible and I have to go to school. It's 3:20 in the morning currently. Have to go about 6:45 about is when I have to leave. The Holy Bible. The story of God and man. What could be more lonely and frightening than being shipwrecked on a desert island? When that happens to the hero in the adventures of Robinson Crusoe, he knows that it may be a long, long time before he is rescued. Years may go by before another ship passes close enough for him to signal it. But he must keep up his hope, and he must somehow stay alive. He is a brave man and a clever man. He builds a shelter against the storms and blazing sun. He grows food and learns to make clothes for himself. He finds ways to protect himself against wild animals, and he avoids a gang of prowling savages who land on the island. He had solved the problem of staying alive, but just being alive. Just being fairly comfortable and safe isn't enough. There are times when he is lonely and crushed by despair. Then he turns to a special book, a book he has salvaged from his wrecked ship. He reads about the rise and fall of the ancient nations and the clash of armies. I'm gonna get to Genesis 1. As a matter of fact, here, because I was at like Genesis 26. Let me bring this into a brighter room so I can read better. Put the Bible down gently. Unplug this. Hey, Bubs. Alright, I'm gonna go into the other room where hopefully it's bright. If I can go there. Sorry, Bible. Alrighty. Got it all untangled, so now I can go into a different room and read the Bible. Genesis 1, 2, whatever I can make it to. Within the time frame that I have from 3:20 in the morning. Alright, Holy Bible. Genesis. Wait. The first book of Moses called Genesis, chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb seed, and the yielding fruit, after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon earth." So, and brought forth herb after his kind, tree seed itself, and his kind after his kind. And God saw that it was. And the evening and the morning was the third day. And God said, "There be light." Divided the day and then be for sun and years. And let them firmament of heaven to give upon the earth a new great to rule the day, the light to rule the stars. And God firmament to give light unto living creature that hath life, and fowl that may above the earth, and open firmament of heaven. And created great whales, and living that Move the water brought forth and every winged fowl after its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. What's wrong? The evening on the fifth day, and God said, let the earth rejoice, and it is time. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything crept upon the earth his kind. And God saw that it was. And God said, let us make men in our image after our likeness, and let them have domination over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that the earth. After his kind, and God saw that it was good. And God said, let man in our image after our likeness. Let them over. So God created man's own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply and enrich the earth and subdue and dominate the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And God, behold, I give you every herb bearing seed which is on the face of all the earth, and every tree, and the which of a tree yields seed to you. It shall be to every beast or every fowl of the air. Everything that crept upon earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for me. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning, the sixth day. Chapter 2. Genesis chapter 2 to 3. I'm gonna stop here. thank you very much if you watch this broadcast. Very much appreciated. Tell me if you learned anything from this document, if you can. And I will continue tomorrow with chapter 2 on Genesis 2. It's gonna pretty much be all of the Genesis Bible. I'm gonna read all of it. Again, until eventually I fully read it. Thank you very much.